Are you new here? You're looking around, see all that paint everywhere, these animals. This is, if you want to call art what it is, call it for what it is, but understand it for what it is. Art is a continuation of the fabrication of who you are, of what's inside of you, of how you can, or how you do, how you see things. When you draw, when you make a line, can you make a line this way? Is this natural, or is this natural, or is this natural? For me, this is natural. It's easier for me to do this, okay, or to do this, than for me to do this. There are certain movements and certain positions that you just feel. Your capabilities of precision are so much greater when doing things in a certain mannerism, and this is instilled inside of you. And I was asked and told, and you're this, you're that, whatever. God, I was also told that God is of a different name. It was supposed to be dog, but they mirrored everything. So now when you go into the word G-O-D, okay, God, now you say man is made in God's image. So wouldn't you think that man would have any numbers to do with God? That the numeric value for man, the word, is 28. The reverse of the word is 53. Now, what does that mean? Where does it go? You know what? It's a long, long process to understand where every single number goes and why it goes there. You know, in order to create 3, you need 11. In order to create 5, you need 12. Both 3 and 5 are the invert of what is man, 28. But to be that man, you have to be ending 169 plus the birth moon. 117, 170 or 17Q. The invert to that is J. Where do I get this? The reverse alphabet. But the core to that entire alphabet is 13.5, or between 13 and 14, between M and N. Moon path? I don't know. 1 and 3, 4. 1 and 4, 5. 45, 54. The sun in rotation of 6 and 9. 9 times 6. 9 times 5. In rotation of what is 11, the student. Where does all this information come from? Let me get back to God. If we were made in God's image, we're just a continuation. And why would we be made in God's image? Or how about, why would God make anybody else but itself? Because that's the way I presume it. God made itself. It made many of it. It's one here, and it's one there, and it's one there. And just imagine for 1 second that this is God right over here. And I'm going to just take 2 minutes and speak for God, because, like, first of all, I can't really speak for the person, but I can speak for me that if I was the God and you're the God because you're the director of your own domain, you are the gateway to every single element of your choice. So you become the God. Now, if I was going to create, I'm going to create everybody in a certain mannerism of myself. I'm going to give this person a certain understanding on how to balance judgment. Now, I have to know something, that if I confront myself in the mirror, I have to be honest with myself. Or do I have to be honest with myself? And I have to give myself liberty. But too much liberty gives me the right to create and destroy. Love. To create and destroy. C and D. And it just so happens that the ending of what is the boyship, okay, is C ending 169 plus 1 moons. 1 plus 6 plus 9. Man and boy. And okay, 169 moons passing equals to what is 54? 9 times 6 is 54 times 1, and 9 and 6 is 15 plus 1. 15 happens to be what is Mars. We end up with the same numeric values once we're calculating this, of what is 9, what is 6, what is 1. This is what is, hold on a second, 20 and 9 equaling to 29. Okay, this is what is 5 and 6 equaling to 11, and this is 0, 1. So we have 2, 2, 1. 5 times 4, 5 plus 4. I like to call this what is star system math, because when you multiply and add, it creates a star. So boy, now when you play the game of craps, they're always screaming out, yo, 11. Well, in French, 11 is a student. Yo, the 25th and the 15th letter, reverse 0, 2, and the 12th letter. Okay, 7 and 6. 2 and 3. Mars, 51-6. Earth, 52-7. Now I'm going to go back to a minute to the God thing. So God creates everyone in its own image. And there's millions of them. Millions of gods, billions of gods, trillions of gods being born and dying and being born and dying over the years, over time. Why? Why would God create itself? When you have to find some information, is it better to be one or many? And we all share to the main source. We all share to the main source. Now the question is, what is that main source? 99. 33 triangles. One of the reasons for a triangle is because you're never away, then one away. And at the same time, which way are we going to create these triangles? We create it this way, not to interrupt any area space on the opposite side, right? We can do it like that. This is where we're now using both sides of the house. This is one side of the house. I mirror it on the other side of the house. We share both sides of the house. It's house of CC. Here's a C, and there's your D, or your double D's coming together, creating area space. Never, I'm going to use this kind of triangle, 44. Teen space. The division of night and day. And the reason for that is the mathematics are 16 and 8. Why 16 and 8? 4 times 4, 4 plus 4 equals 16 and 8. Then it becomes 7 and 8, and it becomes 6 and 8. When it becomes 6 and 8, it's the multiplier. When it becomes 7 and 8, it's the addition. You notice the way the addition separates 4 areas? You notice the way the multiplication divides 4 areas? I end up with 8 areas sharing. In here I get 4 separate whole areas. I put them together, I create 1. I put this together, I create 2 parts of a star system, from the left to the right, the red and the blue, the purple. Soft, cold, and hot. Then I create the star system, and there we go. These are the basics stars. We have the 2 X's with the line this way and this way, the plus sign with the line this way and this way. Now, can we do one line straight, one line across, or one line, one line? And then we're going to go the opposite way. So these are their truths of these geometric shapes. So God creates itself over and over and over. And they share all the information with each other. But sometimes they go overboard, off the rocker, out to another area, and they start banging heads together because the liberty that was given, right? Or 3 or 4 different groups that the good Lord entered into the game, because under your own perception, how can you ever know everything? So the Lord called in other planetary gods or demons or whatever you want to call them into the games, demons, devils, in order to live in this game and see if they can outsmart God, the good, the holy. And it's very dangerous. Being holy is dangerous because by being holy, you're going to be nicer, give more credit. It doesn't mean that that's what you're going to do. It's just another aspect of, maybe I can't explain it exactly perfect, right? And you let all these realms in. Now you create the game because it's your house that the game's going to end. The game's going to end at a certain point that when the information you're passing on to yourself stops arriving. Well, I sent out that information a long time ago, and it's taken 50 years for every single human on the planet to ever see it. How come we don't have spaceships? Why are we still burning coal? Why are we still doing this? Something's wrong. So the information gets stopped in the river, and it might be processed through electricity, dumping water into computers, keeping them cool, but at the same time, reader of the word, of the vibration that vibrates through the water, creating these designs or certain elements and shapes in where these altered group or someone knows how to read these notes, this vibration. They call it music. The deacon of the zodiac, the deacon also, when it's unscrambled, says dance. The zodiac dances. How come we can understand the zodiac? How come I'm born under a certain star and all of a sudden you say, well, that's the way the Libras are, and that's the way the Taurus is, and this star and this moon and that moon, because it was created that way. This is my hypothesis. This is my interpretation, and my interpretation is where does it come from? It comes through 20 years of studying the alphabet, games, what language is, and I haven't even begun yet, because I don't know much about the English language other than a verb or an adverb or a suffix or a word ending. But when I say sing and I have a suffix, the ing goes with s, so the ing goes with ing in creation, in the birth through the sun and through the gateway, because of the actual way of coming up with the numbers. So we come up with the numbers in tens, the 1, the 2, the 4, the 5, the 7, and the 8. 7 and 8, 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 7 and 5, 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 5 and 1 is 6. 4 and 8 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 9, 3, 6, 3, 6. 4 and 2 and 1 and 2. Why didn't I do 3, 6, 9? Because they only have 4. Both 3, 6, 9, 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Inverted 6 and 3. And where you come to 6, to where you get 6 and 6 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3, and 6 is 9, and is 15, 1 and 5 is 6. You end up with 3, 6. Let me see if I can see if I'm on the here. And the thing about 9, and I didn't mark 9, because 9 remains 9, remains 9, remains 9, and then it brings into the hold on a second. 9 becomes 18. Let me do this right. 9 becomes 18, becomes 27, becomes 36, becomes 45, becomes 54, becomes 63, becomes 72, becomes 81, becomes 90. And each one of these is 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 5G. 20, 22, reboot, Metatron, Enzo, Dot, Bob, Frisket, and Al's Diner. The only way to get A through L, through L, 1 through 12, equals to 78, which is your 17 Q gate. Mathematically, 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 is what will create Q. Did you know added to 1 to 12, the 17, 12, the 78, the queen is all those 62. But when you're using the number 12, it becomes 87. When you say October, it's 78. So everything is relating into Q, and there's many ways to get to 17 in this star system, and 1 and 2 is 3. And 1, 2, 3 equals to 6, the creation of the day of light of man. 13, the bar mitzvah. 169 moons passing. I'm sorry, here, let me free up some space. No, it's okay, here. Here. So I'm going to end this video. I'm going to upload it. I'm going to come on, do a live right now.